Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's been a long time. I just got back from my trip as you're seeing this and went straight to work. I have been so unbelievably jet lagged. It's ridiculous. Those videos will be coming out soon. I think what I'm gonna do is like a whole montage for my trip just because it's a lot of clips here and there. I'm not sure yet, but I wanted to get out my January wrap up before we get too far into February. So I was gone for I think about a week and a half I was gone. So because of that, I wasn't getting a ton of reading towards the end of January. However, I'm still happy with how many books I read, and today we're going to talk about them. So I'll kind of give you an overview of the book, some of my thoughts, and my rating, and we'll get on with this video. So let's go. The first book that I started and finished in January was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I was hearing amazing things about this book on YouTube, and I would say on Instagram as well. I'm not really on TikTok anymore, so I was hearing good things nonetheless. And I picked it up and I was really excited to read it. This book is a fiction book. It follows a guy named Sam, and he bumps into this really old friend slash person he met years ago named Sadie Green. And together, it spans over 30 years of their life. They start building video games. They build video games together. It talks about their friendship, kind of falling out of friendships, relationships, self-growth, the world of being really popular and famous because of this video game. So, sounds really intriguing. I was a little unsure because of the gaming aspect, like how I would like it, and it fell quite short for me. I can't rate it a 2 out of 5 because I did finish the book and there were parts that were interesting to me. It just dragged and dragged for me. I don't know if it was my mindset going into it. I'm not sure. I ended up rating this a 3 out of 5 stars. Do I recommend it? Yes. I would just make sure you read the back and kind of have more of an open mind instead of like I went into it thinking I'm gonna really enjoy this, it's gonna blow my mind. It didn't do that, so it was kind of a struggle to read and get through this book. If you have any thoughts yourself, please let me know down below. Maybe I was missing something, I'm not sure. 3 out of 5 stars. Wasn't my favorite book by any means, but I can see why some people might enjoy it. There were good parts about it. The next book that I started and finished was When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is a cutesy, small town romance, and I actually was reading this in a vlog that I had done, so I'll link that down below, up in the iCard, wherever. It was very funny because I thought this book took place in Rome, Italy. It was Rome, Kentucky. It was so cute. I still enjoyed it. I rated this a 4 out of 5 stars. This book follows a girl named Amelia Rose, but she is known as Ray Rose because she is a pop star. She's super famous, a ton of fans, everyone knows her. And she runs away in the middle of the night, finds herself in Rome, Kentucky, and her car broke down in the front yard of a guy named Noah Walker. Right from the start, you know he doesn't have patience. He doesn't want to use his time on a celebrity. However, as time goes on, they kind of find that they are attracted to each other, and she's more than just a famous pop star girl who has everything she wants. She has family issues and self issues, really, and he has gone through some things and he's still like learning and healing from those. So I loved it. It was so cute. It was fast. This was actually on audiobook, so I was able to listen to it while I was working out, and I felt like that was so fun because you could just kind of escape into their world, and it was adorable. It was just everything I wanted in a little romance book. So I rated this 4 out of 5 stars. The next book, I do have a video coming out on it soon. I don't know when though, because it's so hard to find time for my sister and I to meet up because she does have her son and I am really busy with work. However, I will talk about the book. I'm not gonna go super into detail about my feelings because you'll get more of that for sure with the video. in the vlog kind of reading video on this book. And that book is Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. This is a fiction book, and it was a very interesting concept that I was not used to at all. Follows two characters, Rowan and Sloane. Those are your two main characters. They both are serial killers, and they have their own style of disposing of people. I don't know how I can talk about this on the internet. However, they go after other serial killers. So they make a game out of it after meeting, and there's a winner each round. It does span over a few months, which I actually really liked, and I did point that out in the video because there's romance in this as well. And I hate when the characters meet and a week later they're in love and they had known each other their whole life. It's only been a week, like, really? So this was not that, which I did enjoy. I was just thrown for a loop a few times. The content warnings, immediately I knew I was in for a very interesting book and an interesting read. But I did enjoy the book. I did end up rating this 4 out of 5 stars, which you're gonna see on my Goodreads, but you'll get more of my thoughts in that video. So stay tuned if you're interested in that. It is spoilers, so if you have not read this book, maybe don't go ahead and check it out. However, if you know you're not going to read it and you still want a good video, I'd go watch it. So, Butcher and Blackbird, very interesting concept. However, I kind of liked the flow of it. I liked the romance aspect. And then all of a sudden it was like the most gruesome thing and I kind of felt a little uneasy. Just me? I don't know. After those 3 reads, I ended up really rushing, packing, and I had to leave for Europe. So the next 2 books I actually read while I was overseas in a different country. So the first book that I picked up, and I knew I wanted to pick up, 1, because it was on Kindle, and 2, these were 2 books that I really wanted to finish before the end of the year, and I actually finished it in the first month of the year. And that is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling. This is the 6th book in the Harry Potter series. I have watched these movies dozens and dozens and dozens, infinity amount of times. I know them by heart. I love them. They're comfort movies. I watch them at least once every year, and I knew I wanted to read the books. I started years ago kind of reading the books every so often, and I've talked about this before. The amount of information left out of the movies is just mind-blowing, and you wouldn't know that if you didn't read the books. I feel like, at least from my experience, a lot of people watch the movies before they even think to read the books, which is fine. The movies, phenomenal. I think they were done amazing. The amount of lines that they take from the book and put them on the screen, I just love. If they would have kept every single information, there would have been 18 movies. So I get why they had to take out some things. However, comfort books. These have become comfort books for me. I love them. This book, I kind of always give them 5 stars because I love them. I have no notes. They're fun, magical. I delve into the world with them. I put myself as the characters, and if you haven't read them, you should. And they go fast. Kindle, I read for like 8 hours on the plane, and then I was reading for like 2 hours on the train. So I love them. They flew by. I was never like sleepy reading them either, which I feel like sometimes at night I kind of get really heavy eyes, but because they're so action filled and I kind of already know what's happening, I don't have any words. 5 stars. Going into Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, both of these books are really big, and this one, again, I had already pre-downloaded on Kindle, so this one I actually read the last 2 to 3 days of my trip. I read this book for 8 hours straight on the plane ride home because in my head, my time, like Europe time, it was during the day, so I wasn't tired. I wasn't gonna sleep. I read, and that flight felt like 2 hours. It went so fast, and I think it was just because I was reading. I was in the world. So this is the last and final book, unfortunately, of the Harry Potter series. I adored it. 5 stars. It's so good. The information, there were some things that I noticed towards the end of this book that they changed in the movie, but I have to say I think I liked some of the changes more from the movie, just because I already had the visual, and I think, wow, that would have been so good if it was written like it was in the movie, because it was kind of more, it was more of a climax moment, but it was still very good, and you got that information, and it was just amazing. So Harry Potter, I'm not talking too much about what these two books are about because they're the last book, so I don't want to spoil anything. However, I will say those books, magical, they're a young adult, and friendship, action, everything. If you're looking for a good young adult, it almost brings me back to like my childhood a little bit, but in the best way possible. Read those books. However, those are the 5 books that I finished in January. I will be coming out with a what I'm reading in February. I don't know what that would be yet, if I'm being honest, but we'll figure it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any recommendations for books, let me know. I will be sure to check them out. And if you enjoyed this video, or if you have any thoughts of your own about the books, also let me know. I'd love to talk about them, discuss them, kind of go back and forth on our feelings. Please like and subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.